morning. I'm Assistant Chief Meteorologist Victoria Cavaliere.
And I'm Good Morning Tennessee anchor Allison Smith. Everyone buckle up because Mother Nature is taking us on a ride, Victoria.
Allison, we have had so much weather to talk about this week. Today is our one calm day, and then we've got some big changes.
And then everything falls apart for us again.
It is going to be pretty active the next several days. I want to start off this morning, though, by showing you this look over our Embassy Suites camera. Beautiful, beautiful sunrise. I captured it earlier this morning right as the sun was kind of coming up over the mountains. So go look at that Twitter post. It's beautiful. We'd love to see your sunrise photos. But it is quite cold this morning, hence Allison and her scarf.
I call it my granny scarf.
Temperatures this morning are sitting in the 20s and 30s. Many areas are really hovering near the freezing mark. And it does look like it's going to be a slow warming trend. But later this weekend, I do think later today, really, we're going to start to see some warmer temperatures. We're at 29 degrees right now in Knoxville. 33 in Crossville, 36 in Oneida. Some isolated patchy frost possible for your morning. I know you encountered some of that this morning, Allison.
Goodness. It took forever for my car to defrost. And I may have done some risky driving.
Oh, Allison. Winds are a little bit breezy still at times this morning. Not everywhere. So that's why it's going to be patchy frost because, of course, breezy winds don't help with frost development. I do think these winds will continue to calm down over the next few hours. We've had a 20-mile-per-hour gust there in Monticello and at Newfound Gap right now, and also tracking an 18-mile-per-hour gust in Crossville. So winds quieter for the rest of your day, mid-morning through the afternoon. Satellite and radar imagery dry as a bone. No clouds out there really for us. So bright blue skies for a lot of your Thursday. Really, today is your day to get outdoors. We're also going to be a smidge warmer, 47 at midday, and then low 50s this afternoon.
Honestly, it's going to feel good because after the wind the last few days, too, and I feel like we have been hard-pressed to get some sun.
I know. I mean, I think a lot of people are in need of it.
Yeah.
So really quite pleasant later today. 54 in Nyota and Tellico Plains, and then about 52 this afternoon in Sevierville. Past today, the forecast changes. Tonight, we'll have some clouds building back in. Overnight lows drop down near the freezing mark. And then as we head into your day tomorrow, we are weather aware. We're going to start weather aware with Good Morning Tennessee. We have an 80% rain chance for Friday, so another pretty soggy day. But the main reason that we're weather aware is because of the threat of gusty winds across the area. So think about earlier this week when we had those strong winds. It's a similar situation. I think the winds are slightly less
so not
intense.
The same level?
Slightly less intense. Still going to be an issue, though, for many, and that does include the valley as well as, of course, the Smokies and the foothills. There's also a low-end severe weather risk for your Friday, so that's something we haven't seen in a while, so you want to make sure that you've got ways to receive your weather alerts as we go into tomorrow. Now, speaking of that severe weather risk, this is a look at our area. Notice that most areas are shaded in green. That's the level 1 out of 5 risk for severe storms. I'm not overly impressed by our severe weather threat, and that's because the better threat actually continues to lie further to our south. So look down near places like Atlanta, even further south than that, into portions of Georgia, parts of Alabama, and then also the Carolinas, seeing an elevated severe weather risk. When this happens, Allison, those storms tend to take away some of the energy from the atmosphere.
Yeah.
So that's why I don't think that we are going to have widespread severe weather tomorrow, but if we were to see a strong to severe storm, our biggest concerns would be damaging winds. Outside of thunderstorms, though, from the start of the day all the way through the afternoon, winds are going to be strong. So even if you don't see a thunderstorm tomorrow, we're still expecting those strong wind gusts.
Well, I wonder, too, because earlier this week, everything really impacted the morning commute as far as rain.
Yeah.
So is that the case for tomorrow, then, or is it going to move in a little later?
I think it's going to move in a little later. I think our better opportunity for some rain comes around mid-morning at lunchtime is when most areas start to see the rain arrive. But the winds will actually pick up late tonight for the Smokies, although we're not going to notice that increased wind here in Knoxville until around lunchtime, early afternoon. So similar to last time, there's a delayed onset of the stronger winds for the valley and southern valley. Tomorrow morning, though, I do think the winds will be quite strong over the Smokies and foothills. Same thing with the plateau. So what you're looking at there is our wind alerts. Wind advisories are shaded in blue for all areas. That's where we could see sustained winds 20 to 35 miles per hour, gusts to 55. The Smokies and foothills could see wind gusts up to 80 miles per hour. I know.
I was getting annihilated isolated. Okay.
So really strong winds for some of those areas. And again, this is going to result in that chance for some down trees and power outages. That is going to be a concern tomorrow because of those strong winds. Don't forget that these winds are not in thunderstorms. So even tomorrow morning, if you're not seeing rain just yet, you could still be seeing those powerful winds. I've put basically everybody at 50-mile-per-hour wind gusts or greater. And then again, that better chance over the higher peaks of the Smokies. So that's the main reason that we are weather aware tomorrow. Rainfall totals don't look as impressive as earlier this week, thankfully.
I was going to say, because we dealt with flash flooding.
Yeah, and I think tomorrow our flooding impact is going to be pretty limited. So some of those areas that saw flooding already do have to be on high alert, but it's going to be more localized because rainfall totals could range from only 1/4 of an inch to up to an inch, whereas earlier in the week, we had record-breaking rainfall for Knoxville.
Yeah. Which we always say we need the rain, but it's like all or nothing.
Yeah, all in one shot. So let's show you the timing, because Allison mentioned it earlier. This is 8 a.m. tomorrow morning, and look, we're dry. Maybe some breaks of sunshine, but the winds are starting to ramp up. It's mid-morning through about lunchtime that rain is going to begin to push in from the west. It takes its time to get here, so it may not be until 1 o'clock or so that you begin to see some rain for Knoxville. Scattered showers, a couple embedded downpours, and rumbles of thunder. Now I've got it paused at 2 o'clock in the afternoon.
Wow.
There's a line there of some potential thunderstorms. That would be our severe weather kind of window to see those stronger storms. And as that moves through, we are expecting high wind gusts along that line. The one good thing about this system is that it's progressive. So it moves out of here fast. This is 4 o'clock tomorrow afternoon, and we're already starting to see some drier conditions filtering in. But look at those wind arrows. I mean, it is windy for many.
At least, like you said, it's not going to sit over us, because that's when we see all the issues too.
Yeah, and that's when we tend to see our flooding concerns. But no, it is going to be progressive. Behind it, there is not a lot of moisture. Earlier this week, it looks like we could see another rain to snow turnover. There may be the potential for some light wintry mix, some isolated scattered snow flurries for Plateau, Kentucky, highest peaks of the Smokies. But look at this at 8 p.m. There's barely any moisture left over.
No.
And as that pulls away, we're really going to see a very minimal opportunity for any sort of accumulating snow. I would be impressed if the highest peaks of the Smokies got an inch of snow, Allison.
Okay.
Maybe a dusting at best.
No snow angels then.
No, definitely not.
Don't get excited.
But it is a lot colder for Saturday morning.
Yeah.
We start our day in the 20s, and then afternoon highs only get into the low 40s for both Saturday and Sunday. Now, the weekend is dry both days with some breaks of sun, but it is cold.
Well, and we know I'm a wimp. I don't like the cold. But is this below average for us? Are we?
Yeah, so our normal high is 48.
Okay.
And we've been in the low 40s, so it is going to be below average. So Saturday and Sunday are dry both days, breezy at times, but cold. And then I know what everybody's talking about, the chance for snow and the Arctic air that's expected next week. So let's dive into it. Monday and Tuesday, that's when we expect that Arctic air to arrive. We are very confident that it is going to be really cold at times next week. That we have high confidence in. In terms of the snow potential, models this morning have trended a little more towards seeing a better chance for snow actually Monday into Tuesday. I do still think there is some snow showers around Sunday night into Monday. So there's moisture present for the start of the week.
But the problem too, right, if it gets too cold, it's just going to be ice.
That is a problem that we're going to have to watch, especially because it is going to be cold. So pavement temperatures often play a big role here, where sometimes we see the snow, but it only sticks on grassy surfaces. Something we definitely have to keep our eyes on. I do think there will be some snow accumulation for some of us for early next week. We've kind of made this graphic here to show you what your probabilities are for seeing 1 inch or more of snow. We're in the medium.
Knoxville. Okay, there's a chance.
So there's also higher potential, of course, for an inch of snow or greater for portions of the plateau, the southeast Kentucky, the Smokies, likely going to see that. Not as high confidence over the southern valley. Again, timing this morning looking like maybe some scattered snow flurries Sunday night into Monday. Monday afternoon, Monday night, snow potential could pick up into very early Tuesday morning.
Well, and the thing with the snow accumulation too, do we think it's going to stick enough to where it's going to cause a problem Tuesday morning for people who are commuting into work or school?
That's a really good question, Allison,
so
because with some colder temperatures in place, the pavement is likely going to be cold, so that's when we worry about icing. One thing I really do want to emphasize, though, I know everybody loves snow, but sometimes more significantly than that is the cold. This Arctic air is going to be intense, okay? So let's show you Monday. So just look at the colors here. That should give you an idea. when this kind of comes in, it's later in the day, Monday into Tuesday. We will have that Arctic air present. So if we can get some moisture here, then we have that chance to see some snow. It's important before the cold gets here that you do a couple things around your house. You want to remove, drain, and get rid of, store your outdoor hoses if you were doing any gardening. You want to also consider insulating some exposed pipes if you have any. This is the time when we tell people to let cold water drip from your faucets, before you go to bed, your bathroom sink, just a little light drip there. And then oftentimes we tell people to open their kitchen and bathroom cabinets as well, and don't have your heat lower than 55 degrees.
And check on your loved ones and your neighbors
Always.
too, because
And the
when
pets.
it gets that cold, it is so dangerous.
It is. So early next week, temperatures are going to be quite cold. I'm going to show you on the 7-day forecast there in a moment. But today, we're not too bad. We're at 53 degrees this afternoon. Overnight lows tonight fall into the 30s. We are going to see some clouds increase tonight ahead of that system for tomorrow. Again, winds not very impressive for a good chunk of your Thursday afternoon and into tonight. Tomorrow, we're at 58 degrees. We are weather aware for your Friday. Strong winds expected. Chance for some down trees and power outages. Let's show you the 7-day forecast. You can see the cold for next week. So Monday's high at 37, Tuesday's high at 30, Wednesday morning at 12 degrees.
We don't see the teens too often.
No, and not the low teens. Now that's not including the potential for some breezy winds, Allison. So add that in, and our wind chill values could feel more like 0.
Okay, so if you don't get outside today, then you're doing it all wrong.
Saturday and Sunday are going to be dry.
Okay,
They're just cold. So
And
if you
no
want
sun
some
or
more,
sun?
there will be some breaks of sun both days.
Okay,
so
okay.
not bad this
there's
weekend,
hope.
just chilly. If you want some warmer temperatures, though, today is your shot.
Is your day. Okay, well, thanks for joining us, and we'll see you back here next Thursday.